Hey guys, I'm going to be recording a Doctor Who video, by the way.
Okay. Strap in. We've got a lot to talk about. So hey guys, so Doctor Who, am I right? So this video was originally conceptually going to be a vlog documenting my journey of experiencing this two-part finale of Doctor Who as they were coming out. And I guess it still fits that purpose, but unfortunately that concept of the video has been overshadowed by this grey cloud, which we are going to discuss in this video today. Also, by the way, do you like this? This is a lav mic that I bought half a year ago, and I completely forgot that I had it, so we're using it today. Hopefully the audio sounds good. But yeah, so Ncuti Gatwa has stepped down from the role in a surprise regeneration at the end of Reality War, which is the main talking point of the fandom at the moment, and is the main thing that I'm hung up on. But I guess the best way to kick off this video is to bookmark that, benchmark it, and rewind back to May the 23rd when this story begins and where I start vlogging it. Hey everybody, happy May the 24th. So it is 7 minutes past 8 in the morning on the titular day that the Doctor and Belinda have struggled week to week to park the TARDIS on today's date, May the 24th. That has been the storyline of this season of Doctor Who, and may I just say, this series 15 / season 2 / whatever people are calling it. People are calling it woke, actually. This season of Doctor Who has been absolutely immaculate. Very, very pleasing for me to say, because I very much enjoyed series 14 from last year, and I did not think that they could top that season this year. But if this season's finale lands, then it has. I think that this season has beaten series 14 from last year. But that will all depend on how they stick the landing with this two-part finale. So this is May the 24th, which means that Wishworld has just dropped on iPlayer. But before we watch that, I have to point out to you, obviously I've bought my cinema tickets to see the Reality War for a week today, so next Saturday, to catch you up. Last week's episode, the Interstellar Song Contest, introduced, spoiler warning, a new couple of incarnations of the Rani. So I'm intrigued to find out what Russell T Davies has cooked up for us. What are my theories going into it? I'm hoping that in this two-part finale, somewhere in there, we'll get to play with fiction and reality, and we start to break the fourth wall a lot more, and we also get the conclusion to that arc, because so far in this era there's been a lot more of, you know, the fourth wall being broken down. And my prediction is that at some point here we'll either see the gods of Ragnarok popping up finally. I know that's a popular theory, but also my more favoured theory is that we're going to get the god of fiction back, you know, from the Mind Robber. But we'll have to just wait and see, won't we? But again, this season has been absolutely stellar. I enjoyed it pretty much week to week. Robot Revolution I wasn't as keen on first viewing, but after rewatching it, it's grown on me a lot. And then Lux was amazing, loved that one instantly. Same with The Well, same with Lucky Day, same with Story in the Engine, and same with the Interstellar Song Contest. I think that this is a extremely strong run of episodes that we've had. Dare I say stronger than last year, like I said. But yeah, it's just whether they stick the landing with this finale now. I guess I'll see you on the other side of Wishworld. Just came out of watching Wishworld. The jury's still out, I'll be honest. A lot of crazy ideas in this one, though. The concepts are really fun. The idea of the doubts and essentially the Doctor not knowing who he is. It was quite a cerebral episode. Getting to see the Rani in action again is brilliant to see. And also getting to see Ruby back again, as well as all of Unit's team, but with a twist. But I think the jury is still out on my thoughts on Wishworld until I watch the Reality War, which is part 2 of this two-parter, to see how the entire story feels as like a whole package. So as you could tell, I was not skeptical. I was more reserving my opinion on Wishworld until its counterpart, the Reality War, comes out. As like most Doctor Who two-parters of the new series, the story isn't complete with just part 1, and that could never be more the case than with Wishworld. Wishworld in isolation, by the way, with hindsight in mind, looking back at it now, is a decent episode. There are moments in it that I like. There are moments in it that age poorly, thanks to the Reality War being out now. But on a whole, those are my thoughts on it. But now we fast forward to a week after that, to where we are ramping up to the release of the Reality War, which I had booked to see at the cinema as it drops. Okay, it is now the 30th of May, which means that tomorrow, as of recording this, will be when I step into the movie theatre and watch the Doctor Who series finale, The Reality War, live in cinemas as it comes out unanimously across the world. I'll be watching it at the cinemas. I'll be experiencing it for the first time like everyone else. And it might be a fucking banger. It might be one of the best stories of Doctor Who. We don't know. As for the spoiler side of it, it's kind of cool that we have the Rani back. It's interesting. I'll be interested to see how this Omega arc happens in Reality War and see how they play that part out. I'm cautiously optimistic after how they treated Sutek at the end of last season when it comes to the Omega stuff and the Rani stuff, frankly. But as for the Mrs. Flood reveal of her being the Rani, I'll be honest, I was shocked. It was a great twist. But my theory going into this season was that it would end with a Gods of Ragnarok returning, or the God of Story / the God of Fiction being the big bad of this season. With how much Doctor Who has been breaking the fourth wall recently, and I'm not just talking about that scene in Lux, I mean in general, with Mrs. Flood looking at the camera every few episodes, and same with the Doctor. I felt like the fourth wall of Doctor Who was breaking down, and then that twist of why the fourth wall is being broken so much in Doctor Who would be because it's the plot of the God of Fiction or the Gods of Ragnarok or whatever, right? I thought that it would be a twist like that. But with Mrs. Flood being the Rani, I'm a little bit underwhelmed from that aspect, but I'm not underwhelmed with the concept of the Rani returning. I'm very happy that the Rani is finally back. I must also say it's very, very nice to have a Doctor Who episode finally airing at a normal time, so not at midnight or at 8 in the morning. It does make a change, and I'm very excited to be watching the Reality War at a decent time, which I think is 6-ish. I don't know the exact time, but this cinema viewing will be a double bill of Wishworld, followed almost immediately by the Reality War, which is a similar sort of viewing experience as to what the Legend of Ruby Sunday Empire of Death was like last year, which I also saw at the cinemas. I saw that two-parter at the movies that year, except that time it was a midnight release, which was cool, but it was less cool when it came to my sleep schedule. But mind you, all of that season, series 14, did do a number on my sleep schedule. Every Friday night I would stay up till midnight to watch it, but that's me condemning myself to a life of insomnia. Anyway, that will do it for me. I guess we'll cut now to me watching the Reality War in cinemas. The hype around the Reality War was at an all-time high. I was extremely ecstatic. To be honest, to see Doctor Who at the cinema in any capacity is an exciting concept. It happens so rarely for me. I've been to see Doctor Who Day at the Doctor back on the 50th anniversary. I also watched the Peter Cushing movies when they were brought into the cinema back in 2022, thanks to a friend of mine getting me tickets. Thank you, Sam. And then last year with Empire of Death, and then with the reality war. So it happens so rarely. Regardless of the quality of the Doctor Who episode, I'm gonna be joyous being able to see Doctor Who at the movies, regardless of which story it is. I'd fucking go and see In the Forest of the Night at the cinemas if it meant that I get to watch a Doctor Who episode on the big screen, right? That's kind of the exciting part. And also it's a way to directly support Doctor Who through monetary gain, which I'm always up to doing, regardless what the show does to me. But yeah, we went to the movies on the day, and just like that, we're out. And so now it's time to view the new Docky Who. I hate myself. Went in, got our seats, and this cinema experience, much like with Empire of Death last year, was a double bill. So we got the rerun of the previous week's episode, Wishworld, and then a 10-minute break, I think. Right, end of part 1. Between that one and the next episode. But with the reality war, it opened with a lovely surprise message from Verita Seifu, which is always welcome.
Here it comes. I can promise you some shocks and surprises like you've never seen before. Buckle up for this unique cinema viewing of the final episode of season 2, The Reality War.
Then the episode happened. We watched on the big screen, and it fucking floored me. For a few moments, not just one moment, but with the elephant in the room of Ncuti leaving to the side, the episode was not great for me. I'm not the biggest fan of the reality war, even with the aspect of like one of my favorite Doctors being taken out of the equation at the end of it. I still think it's not a very good story. After coming out of the cinema, the sheer shock of Ncuti leaving left me fucking floored. So much so that I couldn't be bothered filming any more vlog footage while I was in the cinema. All I could do was drive home and think. And I did record a little initial reaction from me immediately coming home from the pictures, which I will insert right here. So I am now back from the movies, and I've now watched The Reality War. What a fucking roller coaster. Okay, spoilers for The Reality War, spoilers for Doctor Who in general. This whole Billie Piper thing, right now I don't really give a fuck. I'm more extremely torn up that we're already saying goodbye to Ncuti's Doctor. It feels way too fucking soon that this has happened, to where he's regenerated. I'm honestly speechless. I really don't know what to say. I think I need to go for a beer. Why, hello, sir.
Hello.
Would you like to partake in a beer? Yes. I would really like a fucking beer. Yes. Can we go get a beer? Yes. I really want a fucking beer. I have a lot to discuss. I think we both do. Yeah. Let's go get a fucking beer.
Let's get a beer.
And so immediately after that, I went and got a beer. Me and Kane got beers, and we did an impromptu videoed Doctor Who rant, which I will insert the highlights of right here for you to watch. Okay. Oh. So we have our beers.
Yeah, beers.
So Ncuti's gone.
Duty's gone.
Ncuti's dead. Yeah, no, I'll be honest. There's an earlier clip that we filmed. We kind of stomped out our frustrations out earlier, and we walked all the way up into the wilderness to vent our frustrations with Ncuti leaving. I'll insert a clip here of our isolated, moments of frustration about it.
Yep.
In here. It was my initial plan to just be like, look at me, I'm leaving the cinema. What a great episode. Go home. Edit the vlog. And then it comes up on wherever it comes up. But no! Okay, so I don't know how much you knew about the rumours, but I didn't believe them to be true.
Nothing.
This is the most surprising regeneration I've ever fucking experienced in my life.
It's the fact that it drags on for like 5 minutes. He went, nope, it's like,
Is it
No, it
happening
wasn't
or
about.
not?
It was like 10 minutes because he even said, "It's
Yeah,
like it won't be this face."
It won't be this, yeah.
And I went, "Oh, I love this face." Was actually what he said. I'm like, ah,
Yeah, I know.
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you leave.
please just be a fake out like fucking Matt Smith was.
I have loved this Doctor since day dot. Ever since he sprung from David Tennant's loins, there you go, good reference. I thought the fact that Ncuti upstaged Tennant in his first scene,
Yeah.
as the Doctor, showed me we're in for one of the best actors, most talented. No, scratch that. The most talented actor to play the role. Full stop. And this first full episode, Church on Ruby Road, I was a staunch defender of, and I still
Yes.
will be till the day I fucking die. And nearly every episode that's come out in his era since, frankly, has been brilliant.
Everyone was upset he's gone.
No, yeah, they should be. Yeah, I am.
That's what
I am
know.
really upset. I have not been this upset of a Doctor leaving. I don't think ever. I don't think I've ever been this upset about a Doctor leaving. Maybe it's because I've just fucking experienced it. I've just come back from the movies. Now I want a fucking beer. We should have brought beers up here. Anyway,
It's not just that. It's the fact that you just said there was no announcement. So
I
it's
had
more of
no,
a
I had
stab.
no, I had no way to mentally prepare for it.
Now let's have like a more rational version of that conversation. now that we're a bit happier, you know, we have some alcohol in our hands, so we can actually dissect what we're feeling. So, Ncuti's gone. He is he is my favorite Doctor in a long time. Like, it's too soon to say, but like, he could have been better than Tom Baker. I don't know. He's not better than Sylve. He's not better than Sylve for me, but you know,
For your top two.
he's easily in the top three. He surpassed every new series Doctor for me in acting style and just charisma and everything. And that's no secret. I've praised his era and his acting till the sunset on this channel. Every time I've spoken about his Doctor, it's only ever been nice things. I took to him like a fish to water ever since he came on the scene. And you've always liked him as well. I'm not sure how early you took to him, but I feel like you took to him pretty quickly. If I remember
liked him in the
rightly.
giggle.
Okay, well there you go then. Pretty much equally with me then. You took to him, and it feels like his era has been cut short here. Like it feels like it's too soon. No Daleks, no Cybermen in his era.
Feels like too much is missing still.
Too much is missing. We should have had that third season, and the rumours going into the season, and they were literally just rumours. They were rumours originally we thought fabricated by the Sun. We know how trustworthy the Sun is as a source, right? As a valuable, you know. But it was that Ncuti had bought out his contract because because his contract said 3 seasons. That was what Disney had agreed to, but they were getting cold feet on this third season. And they hadn't filmed anything, and so Ncuti came back. These reshoots for this second season, allegedly were for his last-minute regeneration, which eventually turned out to be true. Yeah, I'm really upset that he's gone. I am beyond upset that he's gone. Like, I think this is the most upset I've been about regeneration, and I think we said this off camera on the way to our beers, but it's the fact that we got no warning. I think it was a surprise regeneration is what I think. I think that's why it's hitting me harder, but also because of how much I love Ncuti. Go, sorry, I'm talking a lot.
It's all, no, the thing is, it was a whole 10-minute.
Oh, that's really warm.
Of
Sorry.
him. No, that's fine. It's full 10 minutes.
It's called Life and Death Pale.
Wait, the first hint he says, "Oh, I really like this face," while in the TARDIS. I went, "Say psych right now.
Yeah, I was like, please,
Say psych right now."
please, just do that third season,
Even when
man. You know, just
even
do
when
it.
his hand did the glow and he went, "No, not yet." I'm like, "Nope, I don't believe it. The glow is wrong. It's not glowing correctly. It's not glowing correctly."
Yeah.
Then
I mean,
he was like,
and this isn't a review on the entire 2-parter because we need more time. This
just the last
entire
10
story.
minutes because of what it is focused on.
It's just more of like the key bits, because I could talk about how my current feelings on the Rani being wasted, or more specifically, Archie Punjabi, how she was fucking wasted as the Rani, in my personal opinion.
I'm not good with names. Which one was that?
The Rani that is fucking awesome.
The Rani.
The Rani.
Not Mrs. Flood. The Rani.
I love Anita Dobson in this, by the way. I have nothing against her, but I think Archie Punjabi was fucking amazing and frankly wasted. Literally wasted. The death was fucking sick.
I think I burst into laughter at that point. I was like, "No way, nah."
I just wish that they hadn't
Because
done
I watched
that.
it and it was like, this is only 20 minutes in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we could go on like a tirade about how on my current feelings on Omega and what he's become.
I have some feeling about what they are based on last year's yeah.
But too soon. Much like fucking Ncuti.
And again, we've still got more to find out about By Generation.
I mean, yeah,
But we'll get into
maybe
that.
Archie comes back in that way. Who fucking knows at this bloody point?
Yeah. was like-
Nothing's off the table at this point. As what we found out with who replaces fucking Ncuti, which again we can get into at a later point. But I wanna linger on the Ncuti point because I am still not over it. Yeah, I'm really not over it. It was great watching it at the movies, but all of that, you know,
I watched it in my room while eating
on
birthday,
iPlayer.
while eating birthday
But
cake.
not at 8 in the morning after being woken up by my fucking voice note being like, "Getting the episode's great again." For real though, ever since, I mean, it's been
Apart from the
it's
last
been-
two episodes.
Well, I mean, that's because I was away for the Interstellar Song Contest, and then Wishworld
Right.
was an incomplete story on its own.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
but every episode prior, from like probably Lux or was Robot Revolution in that stint?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, Robot Revolution was pretty good, but not of the same quality as like Lux. Well, lucky day.
No, I think it was
Story in the engine.
because that's when I found out it was on at 8 a.m.
Okay, yeah. Rather than at fucking midnight the previous night.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Makes a change. But I would have still preferred it if they all aired at a normal time, like the old days. Like tonight. This episode actually aired universally at about, what was it, 7? Quarter to 7 in the end, wasn't it? It dropped on iPlayer, right? Because it was about
Oh, no,
quarter to 7. That
it wasn't
that
iPlayer, it was live. Classes live.
Where?
It was on iPlayer.
When? What time was it classed as live? Oh,
6:50.
there you go then.
10
That,
to,
that,
yeah.
that sounds about right. Yeah, about quarter to is when it started in the movies for me. But the movies was
You
a
had an
double
extra
bill.
5 minutes.
Yeah, well, no, the movies was a double bill, you see. So we had Wishworld again to refresh our memory on this two-parter, right? Because Wishworld came last week, but Wishworld came back and we watched that as part 1. And then there was like a 10-minute break. And then we went immediately into a message from Verida Seifu, which, by the way, an amazing companion through and through. I really liked Belle. Belinda, I think both companions of Ncuti have been absolutely fucking stellar. I think they are brilliant actors. I think they killed it. We've been
Yes.
blessed with brilliant talent on screen and off screen in this era, and it just makes me more sad that it's over in principle.
Yeah.
Sure, it will be like, yeah, but Russell's still at the helm. The writing's still going to be good. Fucking hopefully, please. I'm just upset.
I know you are.
I'm extremely upset that Ncuti's gone. I mean, I don't blame him. He was too good for the show in the first place. We didn't deserve him. You know what I mean? Like, he's too good for Doctor Who. His talent is up here, and Doctor Who's like ceiling is here, right? You know what I mean? Like, it feels like he was always too good for it. So I'm like, good for you, Ncuti. Please just shine. Be the best actor you fucking well can. Doctor Who is holding you back, right?
Just
I've
please
always
do-
felt that. But come back for cameos, please. Don't let this be the last time we see you as the Doctor, please. You know?
Or I'm hoping this is a lot of sci-fi now still.
What, you think that Billy Piper's going to regenerate at the end of next episode and then Ncuti's going to be like, "Hi guys, I was just kidding, here I am."
Well, they did spend 90% of the last 10 minutes going, "The gods play tricks! The gods play tricks!" I'm like, say psych right now. Where's my psych?
Also,
the regeneration looks wrong.
Yeah,
The regeneration looks wrong.
has to be wrong.
That's a new face. That's not a new face.
No, it's not
That's
a
an
new
old face.
I
It's
yeah.
a blue face. It's like something on something new. It's a bold face.
It is a borrowed face. You're absolutely right. And as for
The gods play tricks.
playing
No,
tricks on me,
there's still so much. I have lots of questions, but needs an episode of itself.
it does. It needs an entire discussion board. One last thing. Oh yeah. So Jodie comes back. Loved that actually.
I love that.
I fucking loved that, and
The
I love
chat
the
loved
joke.
that.
I loved the Ncuti says, "I'm glad it's not the skinny guy again," or whatever he says. I'm glad that he says that. It's always him. I really appreciate
I did
that
chuckle.
note because I'm like, yes, thank God they mentioned that because
I got-
Tennant has had enough screen time. Thank you very much.
I got 10th and 5th Doctor comic relief.
Yeah, it was fun though. I appreciated it. I really did.
No.
But then, like I say, so Ncuti regenerates and in comes Billy Piper. it makes sense in the ethos of the story. We know that the Doctor can borrow a face.
No, okay, yeah, that part.
Because Capaldi was like, where did I get this face from? And then we figure out that can happen. They can borrow a face from an existing person they've met, right? And
But why is the Doctor a chav? Come on, the first words were, you right, mate?
fuck off. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's too soon to say what it's going to be like with Billie Piper at the helm. I mean, the thing is like, it feels like we're doing the same thing again with the whole Tennant coming back.
Yeah. Oh, that was my first voice.
It feels like, this feels like a bit of like a desperate attempt to rake in viewers, you know, like a WTF moment to put on your YouTube videos. And like, I mean, it worked. Here we are. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like.
In your defense, you started filming this last week.
I did. I started this vlog before any of this shit happened. But I will wrap this up now because this segment was not meant to be the whole video. But I'll wrap this up here. It's too soon to say what the future of the Doctor is going to be. I know that we've got a year off, if not longer. But I know that Russell's at least writing 2 more years. I think he's promised at least 2 more years. He's written.
Oh.
He said he's promised 2 more seasons of Doctor Who. Right. So we have question mark his trusty writing pen to carry us through this interesting time. But I know that Doctor Who's not going to be on in 2026. But instead, this this unit spin-off, I think is going to be in its place. Which I will review it. I will be watching it. The trailer looks great.
I was about to say, did you see the trailer? I don't know if
it
that
does.
was part of the movie.
It does look really great. I won't lie. I'm very excited for that spin-off. I will give it its fair shot. We will review it. So don't worry about that. But that's what happens with Doctor Who next. Who fucking knows? I'm very upset that Ncuti's gone. That is the bottom line of this video. I'm very upset that he's gone. But fair play to him. He needs to move on. He needs to advance his career. He cannot be held back with a show like this.
I had a feeling he was going, like, I had a gut feeling it's like something's off. It was like, surely they're not gonna do an unannounced
this regeneration hit me out of left field. I had no clue this was going to happen. More on this at a later date and in this next segment of this video. Goodbye. Also, thanks for joining me for this little segment of the vlog, Kane. Any last thoughts? I did talk over you through most of this about my own grievances with this.
The trouble is, my mind is still in the...
That was actually...
I'm still not going to get a talk, am I?
No, the phone decided to cut you off now as well. That was hilarious, actually.
I'm still... I need to rewatch this again, which... Because my head is a lot of still in a loop of David Tennant Watts in currently.
Yeah, like
all
the Billie
versions
Piper
of
thing. Yeah, it's just
all of
throwing
it.
me through a loop a bit.
Just the last 20 minutes of the episode. You know, a third of the episode.
Yeah, literally.
It's
I like that
good.
it was extended. They didn't rush it into the 45-minute format. They extended it to give it its proper send-off. But I have a lot of mixed feelings on this episode, which we won't get into here. We'll save it for its own video.
Yes.
Goodbye for this segment. Bye-bye. Bye now.
Bye, have a good time.
But I have a good time. Because I won't.
Shoot him now!
So that was the initial reaction from the day of my thoughts on it, and Kane's. But more me. I talked over Kane quite a lot in that rant, as you can probably tell. I've let this episode sit for a bit. This is now like 3-4 days after me actually watching it at the cinema. I've not watched it a second time, by the way. So this is still just based on my initial viewing experience at the movies. But I feel robbed that Ncuti's gone so soon, because I've stated ad nauseum on this channel how much I have enjoyed his era and his Doctor. And it feels like he's gone too soon. Way too soon, by the way. Having only 16 stories, yes, I did count, 18 episodes, 16 stories under his belt, it doesn't feel like enough. Unfortunately, The Reality War is my least favourite Ncuti episode, and it's not just because he's regenerated. There are quite a few other issues with this story that I do have, like with the dismissal of Archie's brilliant interpretation of the Rani. I also believe that Omega was portrayed poorly, absolute piss poorly, but not even in a Sutek way where, oh, it was defeated too quickly. I think the fundamental nature of Omega is wrong in this episode, but that's just That's just an opinion. I'm allowed my opinion, and so are you. But I also feel like this episode was too rushed. And also, tonally, to me, this felt like a poorly written Marvel movie in some aspects. Also, this one left me feeling a little bit empty, just on the basis that this is not just a season finale, but the conclusion of an era of the show. And there are a lot of loose ends that this finale does not tie up that it really needed to, for this era to go out with a bang. And I'm not saying this episode is the worst thing of all time. I wouldn't say this is the worst Doctor Who episode ever. That title has a lot of contenders. This is not one of them. And I've always been a staunch defender of this era, but I can't defend this episode personally. The mistakes it makes aren't things that I can justify in my head. And I think that it is a shame that a Doctor this good goes out this way so soon and in a rushed manner. By the way, I don't think that his regeneration was handled poorly. I think that the means to get there was poorly handled, though. But on a whole, I need more time to sit with this. There will be a full review of the season. There may even be a full coherent review on this final two-parter separately, but I don't know yet. I'll see how I feel going forward, whether I even want to fucking talk about it again, who knows. But there will be a full Series 15 Season 2 review, whatever the fuck it's called, coming out on the channel at some point here in the future. I just don't know when. I just need to sit with it for a bit longer before it's tackled. But as for my thoughts on this ending, I think, again, there's a lot of half-baked ideas in this episode, even beyond Ncuti leaving, which I'm frankly in bits about, to be honest with you. I was when I first watched it, and I'm still really upset. Because, again, he was a brilliant Doctor. To be fair to him, I don't blame him for dipping, because he is a actor in very high demand and of very extreme talent. I think we were too good. I think we were lucky to have him at all. He was always too good for the show. I've always said that. And I only wish the best for him. And I'll be excited for whatever he delves his immense talent into in the future. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this. If there's any other notes that I have, I will write them down and save them for the full review of like the season, or if I do a full review on this two-part ending, then I'll insert those thoughts into those videos potentially, if I do have any thoughts after I press stop on this video, which I probably will. It's usually the way. As soon as I press stop, it's like, oh, this other thing. But that's the law of sod, my friends. And it's also the law of sod that I love a Doctor this much, and then he goes after 2 years. But we have a long, dark wait between this and what will eventually be Series 16, Season 3, whatever the fuck it ends up being. But whenever it comes out, let's hope that it actually airs at a normal time and not at midnight or 8 in the morning, please. For the love of God. And let's hope that the War Between the Land and the Sea is a decent thing to tie us over till then. So that will do it for me. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.